I'm going to get over here to Facebook land and make sure that we are all good. We got new things going on with the Zoom and Facebook connections. So as soon as we are live on Facebook, yeah, looking good. Okay, cool. If you guys are out there watching and you're also in Zoom land with us, if you want to just give me a thumbs up that we are on Facebook in Your Journey with Jennie. And hey, I'm Jennie. And
Hey,
I am so excited to share my guest with you guys today. I know that you are excited. Y'all are going to keep coming in. You're going to make me multitask. And you know that that is a lie. I should not be multitasking. And so I'm gonna let y'all in while I also let our guest for today just introduce himself. I've been in the classroom with you so many times, Mr. Rivers, and I just want you to know you are my leadership and my mindset mentor.
Thank you.
I really look to you and think about times that I've been in the classroom with you or hear you on podcast or any classes of any kind. And I always get such great wisdom from you. And I'm just so honored you said yes to hanging out with us today. So this is all about you. So just say who you are, what you do, and then we'll dive into some juicy stuff.
Well, you're very sweet to say all of that, Jennie. But if I bring anything, it's 32 years of experience and particularly failing forward. So when you fail forward for 32 years, you ought to learn something along the way, right? So that's kind of what I've done. My wife and I have been together in business and in life for over 32 years, and we have had a team for 31 of the 32 years, and we now have, we're working on our 7th location across North Florida, where we've got, close to 1,000 people, both staff and agents. So I've been doing this a lot for a long time, and I've also been watching and trying to help people do this a lot for a long time. So I've not only done a lot of my own failing, I've watched other people fail too. So, I really think, as Gary has said forever, failing forward is the path. That is the path. And, the truth is you keep going 2 steps forward and you're going to get knocked back 1, you get up, dust off, and then get going forward again. And probably one of the biggest challenges for most people about the real estate industry is the people. So, if it weren't for the people, this would be a very easy business to do, right? But our biggest challenges, besides ourselves, are the people that we surround ourselves with. And I think that's kind of what you wanted to focus on today.
Well, I think that, we've gotten through a pandemic here. We had a really wonky year, and so many of us, we never expected to have this crazy, busy, weird market that is going on. And so I'm hearing from agents, you're in the classroom with them, you're talking to them all the time, that they've struggled with just the heat of the market, and then also the people in their lives, in their businesses, in their world. And you have a lot of them. So how are you keeping your mindset strong?
Well, there's one overarching piece of mindset that we all need to always constantly remember, no matter how tough things seem. And that is, everybody uses our products, everybody. And when everybody uses your products, there's always a way to capitalize on that. And it's not about taking advantage of people. It's about, if everybody uses our product, then lots of people need help with our product all the time. And that's really what we're dealing with now. We have buyers across North Florida who are trying to buy. They've made 3 offers, 4 offers, 5 offers. They're sitting in the hotel. They got stuff in storage. They can't get a home. They need help. And it's only an agent who understands the market who can write an offer that will get accepted and know how to talk to the listing agent to get intel in order to make a better offer. We're needed, and we're needed at a high level. The market, as you rightly said, is just not anything somebody could have seen coming 2 years ago or even 1 year ago. But when we got the rebound a year ago, after April and May took a nosedive in the industry, and then suddenly in June, things started to explode, and we ended up creating a record year of resales. And this year, we're on track to do 1 million more units than we did this year. This has never, ever happened. And one of the things about mindset right now is I hear everybody talking about low inventory. I get it. but it's wrong to think that way. There is not low inventory. There's an excessive amount of buyer activity that's gobbling up the inventory as it hits the market. And people don't have that perspective, but the most resale units ever sold in the industry was 2005's 5.3 million resales. And we tied that in 2019, Jenny. And then last year we beat it and did 5.6 million, an all-time record high. And now we're tracking, literally, if this keeps up, 6.6 million sales this year. You can't hit records with low inventory. You can't. What's happening is we're not replenishing the inventory fast enough because it's all being bought so dang fast. That's the problem. And what it's become now more than ever is every agent needs to understand, I have got to be seller based in my business at least 50 to 60%. If I'm not, then I'm running around with all these buyers making offers and I'm working 3 times as hard to get one single deal done. So the main thing I'm trying to get people to understand in their head is there is lots of business out there. There are more people selling this year than have ever sold before. And you better focus on the sell side or the buy side because you work. You know, the leverage factor in the Red Book was 5 to 1. It took 5 buyer agents to do the same 160 units that one listing agent did. I think the leverage factor now is about 10 or 20 to 1. It's taking so much time to get a buyer under contract. It's just extremely difficult. And you got to have at least half your business sellers or you're just burning too much time.
All right. So I hear you. Many of us had our best years ever last year. We're probably trending to do that or more this year. So we admit it. Our mindsets are clear. We understand that there's business to be had. So we're so busy at the same time. We know we need help and we can't slow down enough to hire and train and hold people accountable. Are you hearing this? Are you seeing this?
Sure. But everybody needs to take a breath and realize, well, what's my option here? Either I can keep working 60, 70-hour weeks, or I can set aside the time to get help. And leverage is 3 things. It's systems, tools, and people. And a lot of the single agents out there need to start with their systems. You know, they need to focus on their lead generation system. If they're not seller based, they're going to need to flip a switch and say, okay, I've got to get myself a seller lead gen source and I got to start working it, or I'm going to be working way longer because all I do are buyer deals. And it's literally a system issue first and foremost for a single agent that's buyer based. And then there's the issue about tools. If you want to become a seller-based agent, you need a pre-listing package for sellers. If you don't have that tool, then your listing appointments are not going to go as good. You're not going to get as high a conversion rate. The appointments will be longer. So some agents need to work on their system. Some need to work on their tools. And then ultimately, it is about the people. I had a conversation just yesterday with somebody their team is running crazy. Their buyer agent has got, buyers they can't buy and everybody's working crazy. And I said, look, you need another admin and you need another buyer agent immediately. Well, I don't know when I'm going to find the time. Whoa, shut up. You either find the time to do it or you stay exactly where you're at, which is frustrationville. Is that where you want to stay? Don't be a victim. Don't tell me I can't do it. Do it. Figure it out and do it.
So first we got to know what we need, which form of leverage.
Yes.
Then we need a time block for it. And then we need to get into action. I would assume that some accountability would be key for most.
Well, that would be helpful.
Yeah, for ourselves. So I see so many agents going from, we get into this business to sell houses, to help people buy and sell houses. And we're a salesperson. And then we quickly learn like, oh, wait, a P&L. Now I'm a business person. Now I'm a CEO of my own business. I have all of this control and I need to hire and train and hold accountable. And I don't know how to do any of this. So how is it that we get it? This business is so open to opportunity. You love to teach and train now, and I know that's your passion and you love that, helping us not struggle so much. So where is it that and how is it that we can grow best, from our E to P when it comes to leadership?
Yeah, well, it's not complicated. It's not difficult. And in our company, we have the most evolved training about getting into business with people, the leverage series, career visioning, 30, 60, 90, and STO. We have the most evolved system ever in this industry for doing that. And people take it once, they take it twice, they maybe take it 3 times, and then they're complaining about, I can't believe the last hire I made just quit. I got to turn around and start all over again. Oh my gosh. If you really have hired somebody and you've built a business, at that point, you have two 20% things. You have not just one thing, you have 2 1 things. The one thing is make the sales continue to happen. The other thing is get really, really masterful with people, get there. And the only way you do that is by taking the training and take it over and over and over and over. And we don't have enough people with a commitment to mastering the process of hiring and leading people. If you're committed to it, I would ask you to show me your career vision manual, and I would look at how many pages are tabbed over, how worn is that manual, how many notes do you have on all of the different pages? Is it a Bible to you or not? If it's a living Bible, then you live in that book. You're always pulling it out. You got a problem with somebody not performing, you pull it out, you go to the PIP improvement plan, you think about the form you're going to use. I have people emailing me, where do I get this form, this PIP form, and what does that stand for? And it's like, oh my gosh, you think your answer is to get a form from me? You need to take career visioning over and over and over so that you don't ever ask people, where's the form? That's just crazy talk. And, you know, we have a lot of large teams, Jenny, you know that some have given up the idea about getting the right people. So they just pack on as many agents as they can get and figure, well, if I got 15 or 20 agents, I ought to close 10 or 15 deals a month. And they're not focusing on getting really talented people who each will do 3 or 4 minimum, if not more than that. And when we see the people that are doing it right on stage, it's always inspiring. It's always breathtaking. And yet the path, you want to be like that. The path is you've got to take career visioning over and over and over again. Just like lead generation, you take lead gen training, you take it over and over, you get out the book, you do the best practices. It's not complicated. Take the training and utilize the tools until you've got the people that you want.
You know what I've learned from you? So I have my favorite Gene Rivers quote, and I say it all the time. I have it memorized. Everybody that I see all your faces, you all take my classes. You've heard me say this before. You know, I heard this from a guy named Gene Rivers. Maybe you've heard of him. He is a great instructor, and I was in the classroom with him for RSTLM in the old days, the precursor to career visioning. And what he said is there's 3 reasons people don't work out.
That's right.
Do you know how to finish this off for me? I'll let you.
Sure. Number 1, they're the wrong fit. Number 2, they're not trained or given the tools they need to do the job well. And number 3, they're not held accountable. And all 3 of those fingers point right back at you. It's your fault. If they're the wrong fit, you did it. If they're not trained, you didn't do it. And if you're not holding them accountable, you're just lazy. It's you.
Yeah. So I say that all the time. And it's also my reminder to myself that I must own all of the people in my world. I mean, it is not fun going through the whole process and having them fail. It sucks.
Yeah.
So either that's why I love the process, because it makes me slow down.
Yeah.
And then the best thing, Gene, I will share with you, and then let's dive into this part, is so many times people will take the career visioning piece and not really dive into the 30, 60, 90 at a high level, or the success through others implementing the PIP. I've just started doing it, and it's changed my whole business.
Yeah.
I've had it in front of me for years. So talk about that piece being, okay, you put all this effort into the person, you trust that they're the right fit. Now what?
Well, if it's the 30, 60, 90, what you want people to do, and this really starts in the beginning when you say, okay, I'm going to hire somebody. You need to build that job description using the templates that are already provided for you in the leverage series. So you want a buyer agent, download the buyer agent job description, and then tailor it. Get out the stuff that doesn't apply and then add the stuff that's missing and make it for you. But be clear, you got 12, 14 tasks. Go back and check off the 2 or 3 that are those ultimate Pareto 20%. If they don't do this stuff really well, they don't stay. And then when you build your 30, 60, 90, guess what they start doing on day one? Those three things. You don't have them work on everything. The 30, 60, 90 simply says, if you can't get them to be working the three most important things at a high level, get rid of them. Get rid of them.
And I think I'll be the voice for the high eyes. And those of you that are watching are like, oh, I like them. That's tough. I don't want to do that. Well, once I switch my mindset to it's about the role, not the person. And so I've broken up with people on day 90, and I, say, you haven't nailed these really important tasks that are important for this role. So you're no longer a fit for this role.
Yep.
And here's another opportunity with a different pay if you're up for that, or this is goodbye. And it's tough. And it was okay, because I realize as a leader, and you can tell me if you guys relate to this as well, is as a leader, it's my job to protect the bottom line and the culture of my team. And if I'm letting slackers hang out with us, what are we all going to end up being? So
yeah, it kind of rubs off, doesn't it? But there's another side of that, Jenny, which is that person that's not working out. You're not doing anybody a favor by keeping them in a role they're not succeeding in. I mean, I've made this mistake years ago, and I realized I had somebody that was failing, and it was a key role. It was a team leader role, and they were failing. And I kept thinking to myself, a little more training, a little more coaching. I think I can get them there. I just not keep working at it. And what I was really doing was avoiding vacating the seat and having to start all over again. And what woke me up, Jenny, was one night I literally had a nightmare that I woke up and realized, remember, I hired this person. They were approved by the regional director by looking at the package. This was a talented, successful person that in 9 months I turned into somebody who was begging to keep their job, and they were failing. And every week we had nothing but negative conversations. It was no fun for me. It was no fun for them. He was feeling the feelings he'd never felt before about being a loser, and he didn't know how to deal with it. So he wasn't willing to give up either. He kept trying to be a winner. And what I learned about people through this one aha I had is there is something called the fit. You can have the right person for the right job, but the wrong people around them, the wrong circumstances, it can just be the wrong fit. Oh my God, that morning, and when I woke up, I called him up and I said, I want to meet you this morning. And when he walked in and sat down, I said, today is the last day you and I are going to work together. You are not a loser. You are a winner. I hired you based on a track record of winning. And now you've been losing for 9 months and it's over. And I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's you. I don't know if it's this market center or I don't know what it is, but at this point, I'm not committed to keeping you in this box where you're a failure. You get out, you go find the thing you can do where you can soar again, and I'm going to find your replacement. Now, let's both go get it and get it right. And I think that's something we tend to ignore when we keep people in a box where they're not succeeding, and we think we're doing them some favor, and we're not. We're not.
So Jean, I hear a lot of times from agents that they have these standards or these rules or guidelines, metrics that each team member, let's just talk about agents right now, that agents need to be nailing to, as a team standard.
Yeah.
And they're not always upheld. And so are you saying—
I'm shocked to hear that.
So are you saying if a team standard is, 10 contacts a day and they get in 6, that they should be fired?
No, but I am saying that there is a cumulative effect. So generally speaking, if people go down, let's assume you bring them on and they're at standard, and then 3 months, 4 months, 5 months later, they start to go down again. You have to stop that as fast as you can. Big problems always start as small problems that get ignored. And when the small problem gets ignored, then it can grow to be a big problem. So if somebody is supposed to do 10 a day, 50 a week, and they turn in 41. Well, you're short 9 and you can either work this weekend. And I know you were going to take this weekend off. You can work this weekend or you can add it to next week. Now, which do you think is most likely to overcome this problem? By increasing your workload next week or just taking the extra time this week to fix this and realize you need a personal commitment that I will never do this again. I will not rob time from my family like this. Shame on me. I knew what I was supposed to do. I've done it week after week after week for 4 months, 5 months. This is my bad. I'm going to fix it. Now, that kind of mindset starts when you hire the right person. They walk in the door with the right person. You and I know that if people are the right people, they're intelligent, they're motivated, and they have integrity. Now, that's who you want to hire. And intelligence is simply about the ability to problem solve without a lot of outside support necessary. Smart people solve problems, right? And the motivation thing is the fire that fuels the passion to get the job done at a higher level. It's one thing to be able to do it. It's another thing to want to do it bad. And that's what motivation is. And the integrity thing ultimately is the biggest issue, because if you hire people with integrity, the first piece of integrity they protect is their self-awareness of their own integrity. So if I tell you I'm going to do a job, I'm really talking to myself. I told Jennie I was going to do this. I don't want to look in the mirror and know I lied to Jennie. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done. And they do it for themselves. And most of what we call talent is more critical about their own performance than their direct report is. Yeah. You know, they typically are doing better than they think they are. You know, I can't believe I only did 41 contacts. It's terrible. I'm good. You don't, Gene, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm going to take care of this weekend. And my commitment to you is I'm going to add 20 more for this week. So I'm going to not get the 9. I'm going to pound it because it's embarrassing.
Do you think that during, a pandemic and a super tough buyer market that standards should be adjusted?
Well, let me see. We're selling more houses in almost every market than we've ever sold. So let's roll back our goals that we set in a lower volume market. Let's aim low. Let's aim low.
The answer is no.
No, it's just no. It's crazy, stupid talk. I mean, it really is. It's crazy talk.
Well, I mean, the example in my mind would be, you brought on people over this last year new to the industry. This is an interesting market and could be a challenge for buyer agents, and they're having to work harder and more offers and all of those things. And they just can't get in the contacts or the pendings or the appointments that are needed. Then they're not the right fit.
They're either not getting the right lead gen support or they're simply not motivated enough. I've hired people to replace me as a listing agent. I hired 2 young ladies, recent college graduates, to replace me as a listing agent. And both times in 90 days, they were exceeding my conversion rates on the appointments they went on. And people tell me, oh, it takes a while to get people to perform. No, it doesn't. It's about intelligence, motivation, and integrity. And when a market shifts, it is true that some agents that are performing well suddenly don't perform so well. But that's about their habits and their ability to change. And this is a market where everyone, and by the way, it's not the market alone, it's the entire industry is in upheaval. Our industry, and we're not the only industry in upheaval. Offices are in upheaval. Retail is in upheaval. I mean, there's a lot of change going on all over the place, and our willingness to be nimble, our willingness to be ready to change. I think I mentioned this in the beginning. Rebecca and I are literally working on our 7th location. We've opened, this will be our 3rd new location in the last 14 months during a pandemic. And what we're looking at is trends and opportunities. And when we saw this market start to take off last June, we're going, okay, all right, there's opportunity to take big market share here. And we're going to need to have more people, and we're going to need to have more locations, and we're going to need to invest a lot of money. And we have put over $1 million into expanding our business operations, not just in our market centers, but in our title business. We're expanding and we're growing. And this requires change. We sold our big house. I no longer have a home in Tallahassee because we're having more operations in the Jacksonville market and Panama City Beach market. We're opening a KW luxury office by 30A. So we got a lot of stuff going on. But I got people around me we had to get rid of because the change was too much work. They were used to their nice little job, and God bless them. This is not okay not to change. This is a period of change. Not everybody can do it.
So you're at a phase in your life where, you have earned the right to kick back and relax if you choose to, and you're still.
Oh, I've earned the right and I've earned the money, but I don't care about the money.
So exactly. So this is what I want you to share in our final time here is for those this is what's so cool about this business. I love it so much. You can be whatever you want to be inside of it. I love to teach and train and share with agents, so I get to do that. You build big businesses and empower others as well. So how are you still finding, you have to have a huge passion and purpose behind all of this. So what is your driver every day so that all you guys here with us and everyone watching can have this built into your morning mindset as well?
Well, it's the new pyramid we have in KW about success, what we think success really looks like ultimately to a real estate professional. And it is all grounded on the way you think. And this is why Quantum Leap is so important. It's the one course that we have that focuses on your thinking and your behaviors and your relationships. And the phase we're in is we've gone from the thinking part early on to the earn $1 million and then to the net $1 million and then to receive $1 million from our businesses and our real estate investments. We do much better than that. And we're at the give $1 million phase. But the give $1 million phase includes giving your time and giving your help to other people who've helped you get where you are and help them get where they want to get. So we're really opening up. What we're doing right now is creating opportunities for the leaders that have grown up in our organization. Our general manager has been with us as an agent and then as a team leader and then as a general manager, 19 years with us. Our up and coming operations manager, who's going to step in as the general manager when she steps down, has been with us for 7 years. And I've got other people behind them that are coming up, and we will be building what we're doing. And don't get me wrong, we're going to benefit from this, but we will be building what we're building in order to provide more opportunities for others.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing you say is that you've grown to realize your passion is also realizing others' success and helping them achieve it. And I see a lot of times many mega agents, rainmakers, whatever you want to call yourself, we have our identity so wrapped up with our ego inside of my business, my database, my people, that is what holds us back from amazing growth. When I got out of the way for my team, that's when we grew. You said the same with your listing agents. So what are these last words of wisdom for those who know the value of leverage, whether it's systems, people, or tools, and they just need to hear it one more time from Gene Rivers, who speaks the truth for all of us?
Well, I appreciate that. It is a time of great change. It is a time of great opportunity to take market share. But because of the shifts in the marketplace with technology and the reality of a lot of the new opportunities for us to utilize through technology, you've got to grow and you've got to change. It is your commitment to growth and change that's going to help you take advantage of these opportunities. The winds have shifted. The consumer is still trusting high quality real estate professionals, not discounters. They're still overwhelmingly using us, but that is not a guarantee. So we all have to earn our money in a different way every day. And you gotta adapt to be able to do that change, or you will get left behind.
Yeah. So don't get left behind.
No, it's tough, but it's fun and rewarding, but it's tough.
I want to give a plug for some of my favorite podcasts of you on the one thing. For you guys who haven't already listened to it, you should. And then it's great to keep on your rotation. Is number 50 is the work-life balance. It starts with our mindset. That is great if you want to hear more about Jean and your background and story and how you got going in this business. And then number 105, coaching people to their possibilities. That's what it's about. So
Well, thank you. Sweet.
I've had such a great time hanging out with you. I'm so honored to see you, and also can't wait to see y'all in person soon. That'll be awesome.
The truth? Isn't that the truth? It's starting to happen.
We're getting there. We're
Still
getting
need
there.
to keep safe. Yeah.
So Jean, make sure and you share with me any of your career visioning classes you have on your calendar so that everybody can make sure and sign up and take it over and over and over again.
Oh, you should. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, guys.
See you later. Bye-bye.